One of the big storylines that has come up, Andy, that's been hot in the internet wrestling community, shall we say, is the American Nightmare Cody Rhodes. Now, Cody Rhodes, we know he won the King of the Ring. That's going to earn him a shot at John Cena at SummerSlam. And as he said in his promo at the end of this match with Randy Orton, I'm ready to be QB1. I'm ready to get the ball back. You have just been holding this for me, and now here I am. I'm back. Yada, yada, yada. Well, Andy, before this match at Night of Champions happened, Cody Rhodes did an interesting interview at Fanatics Fest with Kay Adams, which Kay Adams, if you guys know, she's a sportscaster, and she's a bit of a newer wrestling fan, but I think she went to the premiere at Netflix, and she's been a fan ever since, and et cetera, but whatever. Regardless, she has a sports show, so that was a natural interview. And she asked Cody about being a babyface. And Cody said that he loves being a babyface, but that run is coming to an end. And she said, okay, when will we know that it's coming to an end? And Cody said, when the internet hates it. That's when it's coming to an end. That's when we're going to know, when the internet hates it. And she said, okay, do you have a time frame on this? And he said around a year or two. But in the way that he said it, he sort of left it up to whenever the people decide. That's when I'm going to be a heel. He referenced The Rock and the selling of the soul stuff and all this other stuff. So it got the internet buzzing. Are we getting a heel Cody? Are we getting a heel Cody? Blah, blah, blah. And then he does the little thing where he actually cheats against Randy Orton, we'll say, using the exposed turnbuckle, something he wouldn't do against John Cena. And everybody starts fueling this even more. Cody Rhodes heel, Cody Rhodes heel. And then, Andy, last week, he sends out this tweet that says, don't flinch. Thank you all for riding with me all this time. Love you for it. Excited for what we do next. And the internet blew up, Andy, because Cody also wasn't on SmackDown this week. What is happening with Cody Rhodes? What do you make of, obviously, Cody is great at just stirring the pot and dropping bombs and just letting you think whatever you want to think. What do you think about all this?
I believe absolutely nothing Cody Rhodes ever says, and that's nothing against him, but it's just because of the fact that that man is a notorious liar, because he knows that we run with everything that we're given. I mean, we run with everything that we're given.
Yep.
Now, that being said, do I want to see a full-on heel Cody Rhodes? Absolutely, I do. I mean, I've been talking on this podcast for a long time about Homelander Cody. I want to see Homelander Cody. I want to see, the night he comes out and his hair is not blonde anymore, but it's dark. And he comes out and is just a vicious, maniacal heel that is so different than the Cody Rhodes we see now. Because if you followed him on the independent scene after he left WWE, when the dude's a heel, he can be downright nasty when he needs to be. Like, just despicable. And so to see him in WWE with that, I think it's great. But what makes that so interesting is he said in the interview, when the fans hate it. And to me, that screams exactly what happened in AEW. Yes, he was quote unquote on paper a babyface.
Yep.
If you asked every person during that time in AEW, fan wise, including myself, who the biggest heel in AEW was, the answer was Cody Rhodes.
Yeah.
Just because, is that John Cena mentality of I'm getting a reaction. They hate me. In my eyes, I'm a babyface. I'm going to do babyface things, and they're going to hate me for it, and that makes me a heel. It's like in their eyes. So maybe at SummerSlam we get a sort of passing of the torch with that, and we kind of see that happen and take place. But when he eventually turns heel, full on, I don't think a lot of people are going to be ready for that version of Cody.
City Kitty in the chat is not ready for a heel Cody. I see the jelly roll comment. I'm gonna get there. Just hang tight. I'm gonna get there as soon as we finish this Cody discussion. I'm getting there. Hang tight. City Kitty also says Cody's gonna have to be a heel when he gets the championship back from Cena. See, I don't think so. Sam Roberts said it this way. He thought that the better caveat for John Cena turning back babyface, not necessarily a double turn with he and Cody, but that the better caveat for him being a babyface would be Seth Rollins. Now that Seth Rollins is on the shelf, probably not going to happen, but I don't think you have to have a double turn at SummerSlam in order to make Cena a babyface again. A genuine handshake between Cena and Cody, that's probably going to be enough, honestly, to flip the script for Cena. We may look back next year, hindsight, and saying that was the start of Cody's heel run. We just didn't know it. But all that to say, Andy, speaking of Cena, we all wondered and speculated for so many years about what a Cena heel run would look like. And as great as we think Cody is, the Cena heel run hasn't been all roses, I want to say.
Yeah.
I would trust that Cody, as hard as he works as a babyface, would work that hard as a heel. But do you have any reservations about a WWE heel version of Cody Rhodes?
No, because at this point has such a repertoire in WWE and a reputation in WWE that it's kind of like Roman and Cena in some ways, and The Rock, that he can kind of do whatever he wants to do and is not going to get in a lot of trouble for it. So he's like, I could see him like pushing the edge a lot, and that most people probably wouldn't be allowed to do, but just because he's Cody, he can get away with it. Sure. I think the difference between this version, between what we would get with a Cody heel turn and what we got with Cena, is Cena's telling the truth in everything he says.
Yep.
But he's not really backing it up in the ring in a lot of ways. And I think that's where like the biggest disconnect is. Plus, he's not there every week, which it's fine. But when he is there, we haven't had that moment where he just goes back and forth. The pipe bomb is probably the closest thing, but we haven't had that moment where they've just been going back and forth, and we see a full-on heel Cena cutting a promo on a baby face, like face to face, that kind of moment. We haven't really got that yet. When it comes to Cody, I could see him sort of like what Drew McIntyre was last year, going into this year too, of just like, he is a troll and he's a jerk, and he can just really come out and just like eviscerate people on the mic, eviscerate your favorite babyface on the mic. So I don't really have a lot of reservations about it. I think it would work out better. Also, just because Cena hasn't been a heel in how long? So like there's a lot of trepidation, especially in this era of wrestling, whereas Cody seems to have his finger on the pulse more and can push that edge and push that button even more. Because here's the thing, when we think of a heel, we think of somebody like a Kevin Owens at times who, yeah, they're the bad guy, but we love them because they're the bad guy. Mm-hmm. I think Cody and MJF are going to be a lot of in similarity of, no, I'm a heel. Like, you are going to hate me when we do this. You're going to despise me because I am supposed to be the bad guy in this.
Yeah. It's such a long shot, and it's such a long way from where we are right now that it's so hard to see. I mean, I know, like I just said a few minutes ago, and I believe this wholeheartedly. I see and I appreciate how hard that Cody Rhodes works to be QB1, to be the face of WWE, to be that guy that can be called upon and deliver, and he can stay after every event and take every picture and sign every autograph. I see how hard he works, and I know he'll work that hard to be a heel. and probably won't have any merch because that's what a true heel does. And he will eviscerate people on the mic, and he will be a troll, like you just said. The problem with the whole thing, Andy, is that he's so beloved right now that he can back it up in the ring. And I think people are going to appreciate Cody they're going to see that hard work that he's doing and appreciate it. I'm not saying he's not going to get any boos. I'm not saying he can't be a heel. He is such a mega star right now. I know we use that word with LA Knight, but Cody is the mega star right now. It's going to be so hard and such a hard left turn.
I agree, and that's why the initial turn has to be as impactful as possible.
Yes.
To where, I mean, listen, I know he would be up for it, but like the first thing that came to my mind was beating up a legend, like a bloody pulp, like a Ric Flair, or like a beloved legend that just comes out and he just absolutely eviscerates them and brutalizes them. And, that kind of thing. Or, maybe we get 3 matches out of Cena and Cody, where Cena was the heel and won at WrestleMania. Maybe Cody wins the belt back at SummerSlam and we have this passing of the torch. And then it seems like a babyface the last match. And Cody just absolutely murders him on live TV. Leaves him bloodied and leaves him. That's the final image of John Cena in WWE is that moment. I think you could do something like that to just sear in people's mind. No, Cody's the bad guy now. Like Cody's the villain. Much like, I mean, one of the most impactful heel turns I remember is the night that Dean turned on Seth.
Yeah,
the same night that Roman announced he had leukemia. Like, that moment left an impact. I know the story after that was horrible and like nothing really worked after that, but that moment was so impactful just because of when it happened and where it happened. And I think the same thing could be true with Cody when he turns heel.
Does he align with Rock? Is that how he does it?
I hope not. I kind of don't want The Rock to be involved in anything else right now.
I'll tell you this: in order for this heel turn,
himself with Paul Heyman.
Yes, he could do that. I'll tell you, in order for this heel turn to work, I know Cena has, gone on record and said that, we're not getting what we want or whatever. In order for the Cody heel turn to work, the music has to go. Like it has to go. We have to have different music. Like it just, I think it's impossible. The colors have to go and the music has to go. And we can't be a heel wearing American flags. We just can't do it. Sorry.
Well, how's it going to cover up the neck tattoo?
Good question.
He could just like put
that's for him
something over like an X or like, just like something to like mess it up.
Yeah, it's true. That's for him to figure out, not us. That's his mistake.